on YouTube. Accept. Ok. Ciao Maurizio. Prosigo.
Me estaban pidiendo el enlace de YouTube, lo creaste, lo voy a pasar.
Sí, sí, sí. Ahora está arrancando ahora. Okay, so maybe I'm thinking to do every 2 weeks the English meeting because there's not too many joining. Okay. So there is more Latin people than English people. We need more English people. We need more Anglo-Saxon, English-spoken people.
I think maybe the part of the problem is in the US, it's in the middle of the day. Maybe people are at work or.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm multitasking, working from home and doing the Zooms, but they're always at 11, 12, something like that, right?
Yeah. Basically, is more for the English, for the British people, really. But they are going slow, and probably I will do every 2 weeks to have more people, and also. Okay.
Hi, Ale. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Leticia.
What time is it there?
8 o'clock.
Here is 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
we are.
I know.
I am in the middle of work, but I took some minutes to be here and listen to you and say hello.
Right. So we were going to do a similar Zoom as we did in the Spanish one. So we start. Attention with the mics. Someone. What is it? Screaming people. Okay. So self-determination and response. Correct this now. Okay. Just to have correct. Okay. So the arrival point, the starting point, sorry, not the arrival point, the starting point is start to declare self-determinate. Yes. So doing the first sending of the what is the OPPT way, that really there is the OPPT declaration, military order, we is affidavit, and the will and the word of I am. Yes. And once you have this, we have like a declaration that will change the status from the legal fiction to the living man. Yes, and to the eternal essence. So at this point, we became self-determinate. So self-determinate refers to the ability of an individual, people, or nation to decide for themselves on issues that concern themselves. The word self-determination is formed from self, which means own, and determination, which refers to the action and effect of deciding. Yes? Keep going with this. Self-determination refers to our ability to make decisions about our identities and our future, to define ourselves, who we are and who we want to be, without the control of people or external forces. Yes? Simple. But the problem is we are in this situation because we are creating the creation of somebody else. Yes, we accept the content of legal fiction. So what happened? Then with this comes the individual responsibility. Yes, means that is complying with the obligation that you set yourself and being careful when making decisions or doing something. It's also said that someone is responsible when he assumes the consequences of his actions. Yes, responsibility implies the repairs of damage caused as a result of an event. More deeply, we go to responsibility is someone who understands the consequences of doing or not doing what he promises, knows how to behave correctly, and guarantees the fulfillment of the requires commitments, generating trust. Yes, at the end, he generates trust. Is reliable. Responsibility cannot be shared, delegated, loaned, arranged, or hidden. Yes, so we cannot to be responsible, give our responsibility to somebody else. We cannot. Yes.
Put the blame on someone else.
Yes, that is happening because we are giving the responsibility to the system. Yes, so we don't have responsibility. We are treated as childs. Yes, and that's the main stuff. I think that here is go like this. Okay, so we have the correct English. So the word responsibility comes from the Latin responsum, which is a Latin form of the verb respond. That is why we said that responsibility is the ability to respond. Okay, and here we comes to the another point important, because some people say, "Hey, I declare myself self-determinated, and that's it. I did the document and put it there. So I make my declaration. I don't want to communicate to the system. Yes, okay, but the system have a contract with you as a legal fiction. So that's why the self-determination is linked with responsibility and also with honor. Yes, acting in honor. So that's why we notify in honor. So the fact of notifying before carrying out an act is part of responsibility and acting in honor. So the importance of this is to discover if this action can generate uncalculated consequences and avoid producing unwanted effects. So what happens is that sometimes we think we are doing the correct action, but if we don't declare publicly this, we don't know that somebody can suffer unwanted consequences for this. Yes, so that's why it's important to declare, notify. Yes, honor is a moral quality that leads us to the severe fulfillment of our duties towards others and ourselves. And finally, self-determinated is willing to change his actions in case of discovering that can cause damage, loss, or fraud. And in case of not avoiding the consequences, he must take responsibility and remedy the fact. Yes, that's important because yeah, we had a big discussions about this in the Monday Zoom. Even in I talk about the case like my how you say in English, the sister of my grandmother.
Yeah, I think there's no word for that.
The
second.
sister. Yeah, I don't know in the word in English. Anyway, it's clear. So he was killed by a car accident, but the guy was without insurance. But he take her on the car and bring her to the hospital. and stay even there for a few days. She was in coma, few days, and he took responsibility for the fact, and he said to my father, I can, okay, you can make a case against me, so I'm ready to do anything. And the guy, and my father said, no, I will not, because okay, it was an accident. She crossed, you crossed, okay, she died, but you didn't escape, you didn't go away. You take her with the car, you didn't wait for the ambulance, anything. You just act with real responsibility. So that is, you see, is important to comprehend. It's not about just we declare, we act, no. It's when there is the fact, we have to be ready for the consequences. Yeah. So that means that we don't have to have an insurance. We have to, because paying the insurance, we are preparing in case something happened. Also, the economical side, but we also have to care about the human side. Another side that can be part of the damage. That generally, because we are in this system, we don't care. Okay, so this is for the individual. Okay. But
and Ale,
yes,
for every action, there's always a reaction, a consequence.
Yes.
In life. So there's always going to be some kind of consequence or reaction from the system, from another person, legal fiction, whatever. We are going to encounter things. So self-determination means that we are ready to face and willing to study for the eventual effects of what we do, of everything we do and say.
Yes. Is a natural law of cause and effect. Yes, one of the 7 law of Hermes Trismegistus.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Cristiano, hello, welcome. we started talking about the supposedly stuff in the about the foreclosure, and maybe later we can talk again about this. So we started before sharing on YouTube. Anyway, I continue because this is for the individual, but we are in a system. Yes. So this is more or less like the macro system. So we have the order of the position, like the lawful position, the legal position. Yeah. If you want to add something, Cristiano, just add. Don't worry. So we have the universal creation, the creator, the source, however we want to call it, divine natural law. Yes. Then we have men and women. That is the source of everything. Yes. So we are part of a source, the universal source, and then in the material world, we are the source of everything. Yes. So we are the source of the real homo rights, or the human rights. Yeah, the real one. Then also we are the source of the international rights, the source of the state, and the source of the commercial law, the other legislation for natural persons, positive law, and then finally the legal fiction. But now we go deeper. We go deeper to comprehend that what we were talking before. That's why there is also this misunderstanding. So this is have to be clear for everyone. So we have the living and the dead. Okay, so we generally start living, but immediately we are registered as dead. So we start to live as dead bodies, corpse. Okay, but we go with order. So the in the living side, in the law of the land side, also we have the universal law So the law of the God, the creator, the universe, natural law, that they are not created by the man. Yes. So we say we are the source. Yes. From this place. But the natural law, divine law, we cannot to create. If we take a stone and we just let go, it will fall. We cannot do anything. It will fall. It's not creative at us. It's like this. It's nature. Yes, we can call gravity or whatever, but it's a fact. Yes. So then we have the common law, that is a private law. This is important to comprehend the differences between private and public. Yes. So in this level, we have the three maxima, the three rules, the three law to follow: cause no harm, loss or fraud to other living souls. And then we have a constitutional law, but constitutional law in the case of the oath for public offices or officers. Yes. So what means the holders of public oath of office must serve the private people. Who is the private people? These people who is here. Yes. The living men. And then we have this division between lawful and legal. Yes. Lawful is the law of the land, is de jure, so it's under the law, like the equity, we could say, the meaning of this, and also is based on reality. From this side, crossing the barrier, the red line, we have the legal world, and is acting de facto, so it's acting with violence. Okay, it's acting imposing. Yes, and all this is imposed. It's not natural. It's not something we just arrive to this. No, they have to impose to us. Yes, in base on fiction and in base of the application of the public statements. Yes.
Yes, Ale, yesterday they were talking in the Latin American Zoom with Portugal and Brazil, and they did a really nice presentation. And they said the way that these people manage not to break, how do you say, libre albedrío in English?
Free will.
The way they found not to break free will was to create a whole fictional system, and so that we are born into it from the beginning and we do not realize and we do not see it. So they cannot break the free will. They know the living natural men and women have all the rights. They are innate. So the way they did not to break it was to create a parallel world based on artificial laws, and they sold it to us in every aspect, and so we break the law. I was thinking about that the other. They make us break the law. They make us ignore our free will and violate our own free will and act as police over others. And they are doing that with the pandemic protocols. They are turning us into criminals, and we don't know. Most people do not realize that.
That's
because
why
they are not
explain this.
Yes, they are not breaking the law. They make us break the law. They are so smart and so evil.
The key point
that's how you create common law. That's how you make it. Literally make people do it. Enough people do it enough, and then it becomes law. So that's what common law is based on. The actual actions of people.
I didn't understood, Cristina.
The collective.
That's why.
That's how you create common law, right? So if they're not breaking the law, we are doing actions, and by us doing the actions and continuing the actions, then it becomes law by consuetudine, by enough people doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, they are using administrative statutory legislation to create common base, common uses, but we don't run. The key point is when we pass the red line, we are in state of interdictum. Is a crime. We are under the crime of interdictum, yes, since the beginning. So we are already committing a crime, associating ourselves with the legal fiction, associating ourselves with a fictional character, creating for a fictional novel telling by the system, because it's like a novel, yes? It's
identity fraud. Identity fraud. They make us commit it every day.
We are Hollywood actors.
Exactly.
Unpaid.
Exactly. But attention. Now it's clear to understand this, because now I expose a little bit to have it clear. So we have the commercial law. You see, so once we cross the red line, we are in a commercial world. Everything is commerce. Everything. Because the living man doesn't do commerce, exchange, share, make treats, deals, but doesn't do commerce. Commerce is for legal fiction and was created for that. So we slowly start to move into the position that everything is commerce. But in the old time, in the ancient times, it wasn't everything commerce. Sometimes was people living, exchanging stuff each other. And yes, they use the money for external things. But once you have a nice deal with somebody, you exchange, and they give you this and you give you that, and that's it. So we are not, commerce means that I have more of this and I want to sell and make a profit. Yes. So now we are in this situation that everything have to be reduced to a profit. Everything is profit reductio. Yes. Gain reductio. So that have to be clear. And even they told us in a lot of movies. I remember the when the pirates destroy the English ship together, the last word of the Admiralty is, it wasn't personal, it was just commerce, you know, and boom, die. But because they say only this, it's just commerce. So we have to have clear this, that everything they do is commercial. So that's why to coming back to the application of the OPPT 4 clause, we in South America created the system to apply not the 4 clause, but to apply the contract. So we created contracts and few steps that even the system, the prosecutor tell us to do it, how to do it, without knowing that we were doing this. We will expose in the future, explain, but we need more self-determined people with the comprehension and with the center in themselves, the clearance in themselves, because if not, we are always, everything that happens, any little win, we have fear and we go under the table. So it's not possible to do this. So we have to have clear everything. Yes, so the key point is to apply for them, we have to apply a contract. And the affidavit is not a contract. And the some part of the OPPT action are based on affidavit principles. So yes, we can use it as a law under natural law, but they don't care about. They cannot care about because we are not creating a contract with them, and we are not talking their language. So that's why we created a contract that if they don't reply, the contract is apply anyway, and then we make apply their laws against them. Yes, it's complicated, but first we need to arrive to this point. Okay, so law of the sea, commercial laws. So we have the contract law, law merchants, and UCC. Yes, Admiralty law or maritime law. So it's applied in the military tribunal, the tribunal that is like a theater, martial law. Yes. And is based of the concept of how was ruled a ship. Yes, so every court really is a ship. So when we go to the court, we are in a ship, and that's why the judge is above us, because he's the captain, he's the leader of the ship. Yes, the admiralty of the ship. So he can decide who died and who lives, yeah, there. And also because he can do that because we are not real living men. Yeah, because in the natural law, there's no one can be above the other, no one. But not being living men, they can decide to, yes, I'm above, that's it. And we accept. Then we have statutory legislation, yes, that this is public legislation, bills, codes, rules, legislative instruments, all these things that we saw that they are using as the law, the acts, yes, they said this law, but it's not law, it's just an act. The only thing they can claim from this is a bill. And if we don't pay the bill because they have this system, they can say, okay, you go in jail. So you stay in the jail to pay, instead of pay with money, you pay with time. But everything is commerce, yes, it's considered commerce. That why they can do this? Because we are under the legal person, franchise, debtor, so we are under corporation, so we are corps, yes? And what happens? If we are here, we can do claims, we can do protest, we can do whatever we want, but nothing will happen. Yes, nothing. Yes, something a little bit, but nothing really will happen. So what we need to do? We need to move to this position, and from this position we can apply this, but they will not listen. So because we are intelligent, because we know the structure, we said, okay, I'm here, but because you don't know, you are an analphabet, I will talk in your language, that is this one, and I will make you apply your rules, your codes in my benefit. Yes. So that is what we have to have clear. Yes. So if we pretend that they apply the UCC and they apply foreclosure in their codes without the living men creating the system in a mixed jurisdiction, sure, they will never do. Yes. But they know that once the living men make a claim, this claim is true. Yes. So that's why the foreclose is true, because there is a part under natural law, and we don't need to follow the rules of this law to say, yes, it's really foreclosed. Yes, it's foreclosed because the living men said, and every time one of us take these documents and send to them, we are applying from the position of the living men, because we have to declare ourselves eternal essence, real living men, and all the things we said. So we can claim for the foreclose, we can claim for the application of the foreclose. Sure, they will say, yes, but I don't know to read in natural law. Yeah, you have in UCC, yeah, you need to add this, this is this. So you didn't add, yes, but I did a claim from the living man position. And everyone who is applying this is doing the same. Is doing the claim from the living man position. And once no one refuses, this is law. This have to be clear, the concept. But anyway, because when OPPT did the action in 2012, 2013, the system was like in standby in the relation with us. Yes, was like in the normal process, but now it's in a war status. So they are attacking us. So they don't care about this. They don't care about anything. They don't care about their own rules. They just apply the lower level rules, and then they use the facto, they use the force to obligate us to apply these rules, these codes, this instrument that don't have any real value, but because we have fear, we apply. Not we individually, but the society is under this coaction of fear, and so they apply because yes, the government, the virus, and this and that. So that is the main stuff to understand, to not understand, but to comprehend. Yes, I try to don't use this word. I don't know if Cristiano, you want to add something of this, please?
No, it's really elementary. Everybody can understand clearly with this big picture. Is very good. No, it's easy. This is logic. I think everybody here know already what you are talking about. This is the base. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the base is to say again that if you arrive, you were here, okay? You are here, and then you see OPPT and you wake up and say, wow, OPPT. And then you are here and you take the documents of OPPT like this. Imagine that, yes, I feel that they have the energy and I'm self-determinate and I make my document and I leave it here. And then I send the OPPT documents to the system to do something just like this, with no personalization, with no the specific letter about what I want and what they are doing, what I claim under natural law. And then I pretend that they do this. And what they respond in few cases, they say, I don't understand what you want. I don't care. And also they don't care because you are in this position. So what you pretend. So if we continue to live in the same way, act in the same way as a legal fiction with the natural law instrument, it doesn't work. Will never work. Never. What we need to do is study, embody it, the elements, and change legal status. Move to the living man position. Comprehend what all this means. What all this means. Declare in honor, notify in honor that we are living men. Once we are there, we said, okay, I'm here. I communicate you all this stuff. And then I said, in your language, some specific stuff that is related with the commercial contract. That I always know that everything you do is just commercial stuff. For you, even put somebody in the jail is commercial. It's not law. It's not equity. It's just money back and forward. That's it. You pay with time. You pay with the money. And if you have a lot of money, you don't pay with time. We pay with money, and that's it. And you're out of jail. But everything is about law. But if we are in this position and we pretend to apply this, okay, it's already failure since the starting. And the other thing is, okay, we arrive here. We arrive to declare this, but we don't really know exactly what is this, what that means, everything, which language they talk, which is the process they do. Because yes, we say that they are foreclosed, we say that they are cancelled, we say, but they're still there. Why? Because they act with the force, they act de facto, yes? They act with the imposition, They don't act with honor. They don't act. The only thing they act with honor is they put everything as a contract, and then we accept. Yes, and because we don't know, we accept. Yes, that's the main stuff. And so at the end, they pass to be in honor, even when they are not. So arrive to the self-determination is just the starting point, because we are discovering this. So once we discover this, we have to go to see what we can use here to claim what the living man pretends, what the living man's, what is the living man's real rights. Yes. Why we have to do this? Because they apply the force, because they are still there. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? Necios. ¿Cómo se llama necios en inglés? Ah, necios. Some Spanish. Necios. Okay, stulty. Yes, they say stulty. Yes. So they don't, they continue. They don't listen. They don't read. They don't care. They just go as machines. Yes, they are machines. And the people who work for the state, they apply this automate way. So what we can do, we can use this system in our benefits. And so we did. So we already discovered few elements to apply this. But if you are here and you just discover this, yes, you don't have to act. You have to study. You have to comprehend. You don't say, yes, OPPT, yeah, I do this, I do that, yeah, because as a living man. No, because you don't know what these people can do, what the people can try to do, because they apply the force, because they are, they pretend to be, to have the right to do it. Yeah? And so what we need to do is to comprehend this, study this, and then strategically act. But if we act, that is the other problem we have. The people discover this, they do the sending, they declare self-determinate, and then they start to say, okay, I don't pay this, I don't pay that. No, it doesn't work like this, because they still pretend that you have the contract with them, because they try, they say, okay, let's see if this guy just discovered yesterday the living man, and he just applied like this without knowing. Okay, so we send a heavy letter, say, if you don't do this, you will pay for this and this and that. So you get fear, and then you do step back, and then you say, OPPT, natural law, is a bullshit. It doesn't really work, because they send me the letter. Yes, it's not because it doesn't apply. It's because they try, because they know you are ignorant. You're still ignorant. Yes, you think, yes, I discovered natural law. Yes, and now I can do everything with natural law. I can claim for the truth, for the justice. No, because they try anyway to beat you. They try to beat you anyway. So they will attack you with simple stuff. And if you do a step back, means that you don't really know all this, not only this, all this from top to bottom. Yes, all this. No, I don't say that you have to know everything, but you have to know the main structure, how it works, the order. Yes, this is the key point. For example, Cristiano told me the other day that he was talking with the attorneys, and they said that generally the people, the attorneys, they apply only 30% of the legal system. 30, they do everything with this. So if the professional that they do this profession for living, they apply 30%, the citizenship, what they do? They apply 5%, 3% of what we have. So if we only apply 100% of this will be another living. Sure, we apply this in the legal fiction position, okay, but 100% of this is a lot. Then we change the status, and then we claim for the real equity. But if we don't know even this, and we pretend to apply this, come on, that's the main problem. That is what is happening generally. Yes, we are pretending to apply this, and they pretend to apply this, and they don't listen. They have the power in hand. They have the sleepy people that seem to believe and give energy to the system. They have the force. They have the machine people that they act as machines. And when they have an order, executive order from the judge, they just apply the executive order. They don't care. They say, yes, it's the order of the judge. Yes, he said this. And they believe, yes. And we have to be much more intelligent and comprehend everything. So that's the main thing. And that is why some people get scared about, yes, it wasn't applying the claim for the foreclose, for the, yes, the claim is here. This claim they pretend to apply is here. So they didn't understood what that means, being a living man that have a declaration that nobody refuse. If you are a living man, you declare something, nobody refuse. You can be used as a law because nobody refuses it. And if the living man, from the status of living man, declare that there is a slavery system ongoing, and as a living man said, this is inequity, this is not justice, this is unfair, this is unlawful, so I foreclose this. And they know this has power. So what we have to do is to get the power of the living man against the system. And yes, we claim for the foreclose from the living man eternal essence position. And that is a real power that they have fear about. It's not about a stupid document in the UCC code that they, at the end, what it can be the worst can happen to them, that they have to pay money. Okay, they press a button, they make money, and they give to the people. That's it. And the system false? No. The everything how it works false? No. Why? Because we claim here. We claim here, and at the end, even if we have this position, we have to go down and claim for here, and they just say, okay, yes, I owe you money. Okay, I give you money. Instead of give you 10, I don't know, 10, 100,000 or million or trillion or whatever, I give you 1 million. You happy? Okay, 1 million. Press the button, 1 million, give you, it's done. Yes, and the system's still there. So what we have to do? We have to claim with the consciousness of being living men, foreclosing the slavery system, the fraud system, the fictional system that don't have any lawful value. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. So, okay, we can use in the transition period, okay, the structure made to demolish the system. That's the key point. Demolish the system with their own rules. Yes, that's why we need to be intelligent, but that's why we need to be in the real man, the living man, the eternal essence, the spiritus, whatever you want to call it, status. Yes, from there we can use everything, and we can claim from everything, and we can apply the jurisdiction we want in specific situations, and go out in case we have a prejudice. go out from jurisdiction, say, yes, you have jurisdiction on the legal fiction, but you don't have jurisdiction on the living man. And if you cannot demonstrate that, everything you pretend to have against me, you have to stop it. Yes, that's the key for your son, Adriano, that I will send to Cristiano to translate in English and make a specific document for him. But the key point is he needs to know this, because we cannot to do for him, you cannot to do for him, he have to do for himself. And if he have the comprehension of this, he can apply for that. If he don't have, they have a lot of tricks to move you back to the legal fiction position, and they always do. And so that's why we are still in this position, because we always fall in some point or another. Yes, we always twist the neck, the ankle somewhere, because we don't know exactly, yes, how everything works. And because it's public also, their system, yes, they are able to make you feel that this is real, because everybody can see, you know, everything is exposed, because they have to apply in public. Yes, when the legal, the lawful living man is private. Yes, for example, just a stupid case for explain. We can drive without the driver license. Why? Because the driver license is for commerce. So if you are just driving or traveling with your private vehicle, even if it's registered under the Queen or whatever, or the governments, yes, you are giving the private use of the vehicle, so they cannot to say anything because it's private. Yes, but once you are doing commerce with this, you are transporting material, or you are exchanging money, you are put something and then they give you money for do that. This, you need a license for do that. Yes, because you are doing commerce. Yes, and who is the ownership of the commerce system? Them. So they give you the license to do commerce, and we believe we need this license to travel with our car, with our private car. Yes, we don't know the difference between private and public. Yes, and they take advantage of this. So that's why we need to have a comprehension, open-minded, and see the whole picture. The whole picture makes the difference. So I finish. I don't know if there is some question from this.
Very good.
Thank you. Some question from the explanation we did, because we need to have clear comprehension of this structure. Yeah, that even the people who is professional, they don't have. They don't know exactly how is positioning any kind of jurisdiction. Yes, and
how do you suggest us to do that? What steps do you think we should take to our researches and studies?
The thing is, take whatever you take, and whatever you take as sorry, I have a calling. Okay, I have a calling. Okay, so whatever we take as documents, we need to analyze and positioning in the right, correct jurisdiction, and start to see like in a physical position. Yes, so we see, okay, the will and the word of Ayat, where we put, if we have this scheme, where we positioning. Okay, the military order, there is two parts. Okay, there is a natural law part and the UCC part. Okay, this part goes there and the other part goes there, and we have to you know, to start to see the jurisdictions of the documents we are using. And when we create a document ourselves, we said, okay, this part is under natural law. From this part start the system legal part, okay? So it's restricted on this jurisdiction. And we also explain the jurisdiction is this. And so we, as a living man, we can decide what we want, which jurisdiction we want to use, how to use it. We decide, not them. We decide because we have legal personality, yes? And the legal fiction have legal capacity, yes? Means that we cannot do, from the legal fiction, we cannot to create an unidirectional contract, yes? If it's not written in the contract we signed before. So we can only accept contracts, yes? And if in the contract there is the point that says, yeah, you can decide to change this point at some point, okay, so we can change it. But if we are legal fiction and the bank send us a letter and say, okay, we have this contract, but now I will change this because I decided. So what you can do? Nothing. Because they are acting against you as a legal fiction. You are the legal fiction, so you cannot to modify this contract. You cannot to send a letter to them and say, no, I don't agree, so I want to keep the condition that we had before. They say, they don't reply, and they apply the new conditions, and that's it. But if we are a living man, we can say, okay, you send me this, but I'm also a living man, and the administrator, not the administrator, sorry, the disponent, the beneficiary, and the authorized agent of the legal fiction. So the living man decide that modify this contract. So yes, we have to create a contract, but from the living man position, and then apply the jurisdiction and apply the living man or the natural law jurisdiction. Yes. So it's complicated, but we need to start to see it under this. So the key point is not about, yes, reading a specific document, but start to see where I'm positioning this specific document, where it goes, in which level I will put it. Yes. So that is a good exercise to starting, because once we got this, like I do, Cristiano do, Mauricio also already is doing, we see a document, we read, and we understand where it is, where to put it, which jurisdiction is, where value, how it's applying, yes, how we can, yes. So we take this and we use for one specific reason, for applying this specific cause, and then we take out ourselves from this, yes, and we play with this until the system is there. Because if we do this, for example, imagine we want to finish with the situation, with the system how it is now, yes? But what they can say, you are a terrorist. But they cannot to say we are terrorists to us, because we know the law. So we are applying the law, that's it. So they will never be able to say to us, we are terrorists, never. But if you do the same stuff without knowing the law, for example, say, now we organize to nobody pay taxes, and we make a lot of claim, we make a marketing about this, nobody pay, and then we became a terrorist movement to people that don't want to pay taxes. But if we do, applying the law, explain that the living men don't have to pay taxes because it's a living man, and also the tax is just a proposal that you want to contribute to the organization of the society, how they understand that they want to use, you can say, no, I will not. And that's it. And they will not be able to say anything about it. They will not be able to say anything. But if we act without knowing the law, they can do, and they can say whatever they want, because we don't know the law. But not only the natural law, all the law, all the levels of law. because until we don't finish with this law will continue to exist. These people will continue to try to pretend to apply this law, this legal system, not the lawful, but the legal. So until we are not complete, and also once it's finished, we can decide to use for a specific reason some elements for this, but in common agreement between one living man and the other. And we say, okay, we put this under this jurisdiction, we apply for this, we both decide, and then if we want to change it, okay, we can change it and we can do a new agreement. Yeah, but we have the experience of law applied in different situations, and we also know what is equity and what is not.
Yeah.
What is abuse and what is equity, what is balance and what is justice. Yeah.
Can I ask you something? But
Sure.
not everyone has the ability to understand law, you know. So what would you say to some of us who, or some, I speak for the people who are not the type that read a lot or understand a lot of text or understand what law means and what we can use that for? Because you said you see a document and you know where it's applied to, but not everyone has the same ability.
Yeah, the ability you have to develop.
We are
It doesn't come alone. It doesn't come. I hated that. I always hated the law. Hated. But studying, trying to comprehend, trying to figure out what is this, I arrived to develop this ability. But it doesn't come alone. It doesn't come just because you're born with this ability. No, because this also is a system that is completely illogic. Also, sometimes their law, they say something, but they apply in the opposite way, because also they can interpret the law. You know, so at the end they can decide to do whatever they want, because the judge say yes, but I'm interpreting in this way. But you are reading what it says, yes, but sometimes it's ambiguous. Yes, it's not exactly clear, and you read and say, why is like this? Yeah, it's made in purpose because they want to interpret it. In depends the situation, they will interpret it. Depends the political pressure, they will interpret it in one way or in another. Yeah, so they have this freedom to say, yeah, we kept the law, we have the law, but they really, for real, it doesn't apply like you think it will apply. Yeah, this is just marketing. They say, yes, this is the law, this is justice, blah, blah, blah. But then when you go deep, you see not everything, but a lot of stuff, they're really ambiguous. And you say, what's that means really? Depends. So could be one thing and the opposite of this. Yes. So that is the clever way they made. Yeah. And yes, we have to know also that they use these tricks, you know.
The meaning of the words.
Also the meaning of the words, that they are different from the common way of using words than the legal way, the legalese, as they call it. So it's like a kind of parallel use of the word. And that sometimes we think, yes, that's the right one. But then if you go to see to the Black's Law Dictionary, what that means, you see that means something else. You say, oh, that doesn't mean what I was thinking. Yes. So yeah, another thing is to just, if you have some doubt of any words in some law we are seeing, we can also go to the Black's Law Dictionary and start to see how they explain what that means. Yeah, and this is another good exercise. Yes, I was doing. I do it every week. I don't know. I take some word and just read casually like this. I just open 10. I have in the computer. 10. It's a poof, and then okay, and read this page. Yes, and if I'm not searching for specific stuff, I just go like this, and it's good exercise too, and mostly for the English people that you are lucky because now all the world is based on the English for law, even if the English is based in Latin and Italian. So the Italians also have a lot of heavy in that, but now everything applies in English. So even the Italians, if they want to do international stuff, they need to know English, and they need to know the meaning of the word in English. So they need to know a third language, because they can know English, but you have to know the legal English. That is different. Yeah. So so for you it's easy. You have your language, and then you have to learn another meaning of some words we normally use. Yeah? So it's like expand our dictionary, our vocabulary, yeah, or understanding of the words. And yeah, so this is another exercise we can do. And yeah, it's not immediate. We have to be patient also, yes. And it's constant work. Once we start, but I like now I like to do it. But when I started, before to arrive to this point was a nightmare. So there is something else, some other question? Everything is clear?
Yeah.
May I
Yes,
ask a question?
sure.
Yeah. How long time takes you learned about OPPT?
Mm-hmm.
How long time it takes?
How long time it takes? Depends you. Because, for example, Cristiano and me, for example, we were studying this before OPPT. So we had a little advantage because we were studying this from all the people who was studying the question of the legal fiction, the straw man. So when you said straw man, the people do not understand, do not comprehend what you mean, and they say, these crazy people that they say you are considered straw man. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. Okay, let's go. That's it. And nothing happened because of that. And then when the OPPT message arrived that the system is closed and the system is every government is considered a corporation, that it is real, yeah, and there is the fact of this, the proofs. So this is even worse, because if you see the scheme here, the corporation is the lowest level of everything. You see? Yes, corporations. And the system is corporation, so the governments are corporations. So they do this, but at the same time, they do all these things is inside a private corporation that they apply publicly. So it means that all these things have even less value than what really have if they were real governments, okay? As we believe that they were. So they are all this stuff is even inside the box of corporations, means that all this stuff that is based of public legal system is inside a private corporation that then they have to apply into the public. So they don't have any kind of power. They are dead bodies completely. It's a lower level of law. And so how to explain to the people this? It's crazy. Nobody understands. And that's why even me, it took like 5 years to understand since the first time I listened Jordan Maxwell, from there to really comprehend what he was saying took me 5 years. That yeah, I wasn't studying every year and every day, but I had in the mind what that means, and I couldn't. It was like something crazy, completely crazy.
Yeah, because yes, it's very difficult to understand what exactly means that government doesn't work anymore, or any companies or any concerns, you know, not concerns, how in English, you know, that
the states are corporations. Yes.
Corporation, yes, exactly. Doesn't work anymore from 2013, as I remember. Yes, when Hitler is locked everything, something like this. That companies and the governments and you know, every stuff, and it's really difficult to understand, really difficult to realize that doesn't exist anymore. We still think like before. We work for system. We pay taxes. Councils tax, rents and bills, everything.
Yeah, I think there is a kind of error in say that doesn't exist. That's the problem also, because the people believe foreclose means doesn't exist. No, foreclose doesn't mean is not exist. Don't have permitted existence. Means that who foreclose can use everything that has been foreclosed by him. Yes, so means that we legally, no one in the system can say to us that we cannot to use all the legal system they created. They cannot say to us that we cannot to use the legal fiction in our benefit. Okay, this means foreclose. Doesn't mean cancel. So that also is a misunderstanding that we have to take away, because it's not really it doesn't exist. Means that they don't have legal power to claim against us. Yes.
Okay.
That is the real meaning of doesn't. If not, we will continue to consider that it doesn't exist, and we will continue to talk our language, and they will continue to exist. Why? Because they use the force. As we said, they use de facto, they act de facto, yes? So because they are using the force, they are there physically anyway, because there is some stupid guy that they don't know even nothing of this, but they make an oath, and this oath is under the control of them. So they believe this exists, and they apply the oath. That this oath have to apply for protecting us, but they apply for them. Yes, so that is also the confusion. So yes, this is also a wrong message to say that the system is cancelled. Yeah, it's not cancelled. They don't have legal ability to claim against us, so we are free to use whatever we want in the system in any jurisdiction, and it's ours now. Everything is ours.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yes, just I have a claim in employment tribunal in London, but I made that claim 1 year ago, and at that time I didn't know anything about OPPT. And now I have to continue that my claim in employment tribunal, and I have to finish my claim. And now, when I know something a little bit about OPPT, I'm thinking sometimes what I have to do else to to win my claim.
Yeah, but remember this. You are here. When you do the claim from here, they are here, so you are lower than them. So you do the claim, and them can decide if they will accept your claim or not. But if you're here, you do the claim from here, and they will cannot to say, I do not accept. Then you need to know the right language to communicate to them this, and they will have to apply. But you will not to do it tomorrow, because you became yesterday. Okay, So you need patience, and any case is individual and it's specific, and so it requires studying a little bit about the specific case and what means this kind of claim you did, you know.
Yeah.
So there is the only thing I can tell you now, because it's a work. And sure, there is no people. So there is me, Cristiano, some other, that they help some people in situations, but the problem is also that we are over the limit date sometimes. Yeah, and everything is disparate actions. So that's why it's important to never arrive to the position. Yeah, to being positioning better. Yeah. So yeah, they keep secret this information for all this time because of that. Because like this, they can continue to act with the force, with imposition, and not risk that a living man can claim from the living man position that is much more powerful. Is another thing completely. And yeah, so that's the only thing I can tell you now, because it's like, so if there's not any other question, I will close for today. Some like general questions.
I'm
If
happy.
you're yes, you're happy. Yeah, I happy also that contribute to clarify this, because yeah, it's difficult to have the vision of this, and it's difficult also to explain too. Yeah, because we suffer a spell. We suffer a spell. They did a spell that we are not able to wake up of the spell. So also this is part of the stuff, that there is a spell over us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a spell on you.
So then you, Cristiano, will follow you. I will send tomorrow, because today I'm out of time, but tomorrow I will send the other stuff to study for him, and see what can come out from the Adriana. And okay, so I want to say thank you to anyone, and probably maybe it's better to do it every 2 weeks until we have a more numerous people to
Sure.
even if and share this video to the people, because it's important information to know.
You can invite people over, right?
And invite also, yeah, to the Zoom, but maybe we'll do then Wednesday and then do it again the other one, to continue to going deep on these themes, and yeah, and maybe more interaction also is nice to have. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Adriana, Cristiano, Mauricio, Sergio, Malgorzata, Rocio, Cristina, was Victor. I forget anyone? No, I myself.
Mazagozada.
Malgorzata. Yes, I said.
Poland. I'm from Poland. I'm
Poland.
Polish, yes.
How you pronounce your name?
Małgorzata.
Małgorzata.
Yes, it's difficult to say. you can call me Maggie.
Maggie. Okay.
Maggie. Yeah.
Maggie.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you all. Have a nice continuance of the week, and see you next one. The next one. Bye.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.